We have the NBA's top 10 two-way players right now that we are going to get into. Before we get into this list, though, fellas, I'm going to give you a few names of guys that got votes, but they didn't quite crack the top 10. The first person that got a vote but didn't make the list, Jimmy Butler, Franz Wagner, Cooper Flagg got a vote. Evan Mobley is interesting. I would think that maybe he might make this list, but he's honorable mention. Bam Adebayo did not make the list. He's honorable mention. Anthony Davis did not make the list. He's honorable mention. Cade Cunningham did not make the list. He's honorable mention. And last but not least, J-Dub did not make the list. He's honorable mention.
Those are all valid names. I considered most of them. I considered Franz, Anthony Davis, obviously. I think those are actually good.
The only one I didn't mention was Jaden McDaniels, maybe at the lower end of this.
Yeah, I could see him getting a vote. I'm shocked with J-Dub. I know this.
But this was a right now list, right?
Yes.
Yes,
right
but
now.
even right now,
let me look at my list.
Just based on what we've seen all 2025, okay. I'm not quick to judge him on 15 games because I know the defensive value that he brings, and I know he's a 20-point per game type of night. What we've seen in the finals, what we've seen in the playoffs, what we've seen last season, what we've seen the season before that, what we're gonna see it come April, I thought that he would have made a lot more lists. Or any other list other than the one list that he made. But
if you asked me for a top 10, maybe he would have. But you decided to ask me for 7. So I think it's your fault.
It's 100% your fault, Ron. Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
It's always Ron's fault. But either way it goes, let's get to this top 10. So at 10, we got OG Anunoby.
Did Ox have him at 1? Is that what happened?
I know Chill had him.
Well, I wasn't going to do this today, but
I know I didn't have OG Anunoby. I didn't have OG Anunoby.
Neither did I.
Me neither.
I didn't even consider him, I'm going to be honest. But shout out to him.
I didn't.
OG was 3 on Ox's list. Damian had him on his list too.
Interesting.
Damn, you just exposing our list, huh? All right.
I don't know.
It's cool.
Let me actually just keep my list open so I can know where I had people.
Just so you can verify what Ron is saying.
Well, yeah, I know which names I had. I just want to know the order in which I had them. Yeah.
Next up, Chet Holmgren.
Makes sense. Yep, makes sense.
I think interesting.
I can't believe I didn't put him on my list. My bad.
I didn't put him on my list, but yeah, it makes sense.
He's cool.
I didn't know.
Is it crazy for me to have Chet at number 2 on my list?
Yep. I don't know how you define two-way. This is
I feel like two-way really overinflates the defense then if we're doing that. But
how do y'all define two-way? Because I think we all have a different version of it. Like for me, you got there's a qualifier of you got to be 85th percentile on defense and offense. And then the best players that hit that mark are the best two-way players for me.
This was like a right now list.
Two-way is reserved to me for great offensive players who are good on defense. That's how I interpret it. I'm not putting OG Anunoby above those guys. I'm not.
But how about great defenders who are capable on offense?
I don't think capable on offense is good enough. That's why.
Okay. How about great defenders who are capable of being top 2 on their team on offense?
So J-Dub.
Yeah, J-Dub, Chat.
Yeah, J-Dub's a two-way player.
Okay.
But OG Anunoby is a two-way player, but for a top 10 in the league list, I don't consider OG Anunoby. He's not good enough offensively to me. So that's where it's I'm gonna value because offense is more important than defense on an individual level. I'm gonna value the great offensive players who also are good on defense. That's kind of where I'm leaning.
I'm kind of the opposite of that, Mars. Which I agree with you I agree with you a lot with that. But for me, kind of how Penn was saying, you got to be a damn good defender. For me, Shai didn't make my list. He's not good enough as a defender for me. You got to be somebody that can lock somebody up. I'm talking about strap up. Like I'm guarding the other team's best player and I'm locking down, or I'm an anchor on my team's defense. I'm an all NBA caliber defender, and on the other end, be able to score 20 on any given night.
Did Shai make anyone else's list? Because he was number 2 on mine.
What?
He was number 1. He was number 1 on mine.
Yeah. So there you go.
Maybe Shai's on the list, but I think Chet. I had Chet number 2 on my list just because I think his defensive value is so ridiculous, and then the fact that he's the second best offensive player on an NBA team, on an NBA championship team, and the best defender on that. It just to me that's immense value as a two-way player.
The way I think about two-way is because there's going to be variance between all these guys. Like some guys are better on offense than defense. Some guys are better defensively than offensively. I just think the baseline, you got to be elite on both. And I think that captures sort of all the criteria that Penn, you just said, by numbers, by eye test, by the ability to play one-on-one, by all those different things. I think has to be the baseline, right?
Damian,
well, what's elite mean? Yeah, what's elite mean?
Who's truly elite at both?
I'm saying
I don't think there's anyone.
The
closest you're going to get to me is probably Giannis. Not Giannis, Wemby. In terms of
that's the thing I'm saying. It's what you all said.
Maybe Giannis too.
It's Penn's numbers. It's Mars taking into account where they sit on both sides of the ball, and then Ron, it's the ability to guard your position, but also be able to guard multiple positions potentially. I think it's a combination of both the numbers and what our eyes tell us.
All right. Well, at number 9, we had Chet. At number 8, there he is, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
I'm probably the reason he's on the list then.
Since it's me and you, man.
Since I had him at number 1,
I'm confused then. Like how? I mean, genuinely, like Mars. I guess so. Is it just being a plus on both ends? Then would you say? Well, Shai,
I think when you're that good offensively and you add value on defense, I don't know how.
Well, how many players that qualifies for a lot of? I mean, I'm more.
How does it qualify for a lot of players?
My confusion. I'm saying it's my.
When I'm talking about
how many players are? When
I'm talking about the level of offensive player that Shai is, I think there's maybe 3 players in the league at that level.
That's what I was about to ask.
And that's me being very gracious to say Giannis. 4, throw Luka in there. So, but like, there's 4 players. Luka and Jokic, respectfully, we know they're not.
These are elite offensive players in your estimation.
Like that level of like Shai to me is providing all-time offensive value while adding value on defense. I don't know how that's not the best two-way player in the sport. Giannis, spoiler alert, Giannis is my number 2 for the same reason. But I think Shai's better offensively than Giannis, so I went with Shai 1, Giannis 2. But that doesn't make much difference to me. 1 and 2, whatever. But that's why I said it's not a 50-50 split for me between offense and defense. It's looking at like total value and making sure you're adding value on both sides. And to me, this is the same. Shai's adding more value than pretty much anyone on my list game to game, and is a positive on both sides. So I'm not going to throw Jokic on the list, who I think is maybe just as impactful as Shai, but 96% of his value is offensively. Whereas Shai is still adding value on defense.
I think you lean
that's why
more.
He's my number 1.
I think in your estimation, because I've heard you talk about Shai plenty of times as a defensive player, and I think you're leaning more toward how awesome he is as an offensive player and solid as a defensive player. And
that's what I said. Yeah.
And I can definitely appreciate that. But when I'm thinking, what I would rather, I could take a guy who's less than SGA as an offensive player, but better than him as a defensive player, but good offensively. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that just doesn't sit right with me. So it's
OG a better.
The reason why, Miles, is because there's not a lot of guys in the league that are like Shai. That's the reason why. Because if there were more guys like Shai, then we would. If there were more guys like Shai, then I think that we would have a lot more two-way players, but we don't have a lot of Shais and Giannis's and Lukas in the game offensively and Jokers in the game.
The best.
We got a handful of those guys. Yeah. But you know what we got? We got a bunch of guys on the offensive side of the basketball that are good, and we got a bunch of guys on the defensive side of the basketball that are good too. It's not a lot of Jordans and Olajuwons in the league. No, it's not a lot of guys like that.
Yeah, there's a shortage. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but when those guys do exist, and I'm not saying Shai is Michael Jordan on defense. Spoiler alert, he's not. But for me, it's more of like a total impact thing. Where like if you're providing good value on at least good value on both sides of the ball, but you're providing transcendent value on the offensive side of the ball, that to me is the most two-way value in the NBA. Like that
I
to
could
me
get with
is the
that.
most two-way value in the league.
That I could get.
When
with.
you're providing negative value on offense but transcendent offensive value, you're not a two-way player, in my opinion.
So do you think?
that's-
So,
that's the case.
what is the?
When you're
what is
providing
the-
neutral value on
trend?
defense, but you're providing transcendent offense, that's not a two-way player to me.
So,
So the prerequisite, I guess, is
Yeah.
provide positive value on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I'm going to favor the person who provides transcendent offensive value if it comes close.
Wouldn't
So
that be
should
Joker
Wem-
Swiper?
Wemby
should
was my
Wemby-
number.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Wemby was my
is-
number 3 because he's so far inferior offensively to the other two.
Wouldn't that be Joker
No.
Swiper? I just want to make
Well,
sure.
it
that
would
I'm
be
not-
not-
given what they ask him to do.
Yes.
But I'm
You're,
saying
I'm
based
not
on
about
Mars,
to. You're not about to convince
based
me.
on
Jokic provided
Mars's.
good defense value.
But he's asking me a
I'm not.
question. But this is based on Mars.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. So no one.
I
can be like,
don't
why
think
can't I be
SGA
okay
should
with
be
something?
anywhere on this list this year. I don't
Yeah.
think he's been good defensively this
God.
season either.
Yeah, me neither. That's
But
why he
like
wasn't on mine.
I like he hasn't actually been good defensively this
Yeah.
season. But I think that like that's what I'm saying. I'm confused because Anthony Edwards has been I think a good bit better than Shai defensively this year. He's not
And
the
is on
same
my
level.
list. And
Yeah,
is
sure.
on my
I
list.
guess I'm trying
Yeah.
to reevaluate what I'm. Does that make sense?
There's
Mark, I'm
an-
trying to
there's an
reevaluate.
old-
based on what
Any
you're-
name you guys are gonna think that guy should probably be on the list based
Yeah.
on what I just said about the offensive defensive split. They're probably on my list. Every single one of them, probably.
There's a
Unless
beautiful
there's someone I'm
proverb.
forgetting.
There's a beautiful proverb that says the child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to feel its warmth. That's what we're happening. Well, that's what we're happening right now. That's
Well,
what's
Who's
I
burning down the
don't-
village?
I don't think
Who's
that
the
needs
child
to
that's
be-
not loved up here?
I don't understand why we can't have proper conversation about things without this becoming something about
Him?
a Japanese
no, I
hiking.
just I
Me?
well,
Definitely not you.
well
That
no,
doesn't
I,
make
You're
all
asking
depend.
about
Why is
Cade.
that-
Yeah,
why
I
is
had
that-
Cade on my list.
I
Cade was number
just
4.
I don't think
I
I don't
had
see
Cade
how
on
you
it.
can watch OKC play.
Shai
and
has
then
not
think
been
of
good
O-
defensively this year. I mean, we can watch these games and say, yes, they are actively
really
taking
hasn't.
advantage of
He
him,
hasn't.
picking on him, and he's losing those battles. It's a
You-
different.
you-
Last year
you're
wasn't the case.
selectively taking the fact that
This
teams
year
are
is the
going at
case.
him. We're not realizing teams are going at him specifically to drain him on the
No, he's also
defensive end so that he
losing
is-
those battles. Like, no. Last year he won those isolation battles. This year
He's been
he's
bad
losing
defensively
those
this year. It's
battles.
fine.
The
Yep.
defense is the defense is. That's what I'm saying. I don't want
The
to.
defensive skeleton of the OKC Thunder has been generally compromised by the fact that they've had a lot of guys in and out of the lineup.
They did last year too, and he was
okay.
better defensively.
He was definitely better on defense last year.
They were not missing
But
J.
Mark,
Hub
I'm not
to
trying to.
this
This is
level.
not trying to come from a. I'm trying to ask the. I don't know how you have an argument over Anthony. Because Ant has clearly
Because
been
I
better
think Shai
defensively.
is
Not
so
you.
much better offensively.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
I just.
I told you the explanation.
No,
for
I
this.
hear you.
Okay.
I'm not trying to. This
Okay.
is not me trying
Positive
to
value on
argue
both
with
sides
you.
of the ball. Offense is more important than defense. Therefore, I valued offense more when it came to close calls. Like,
So
that's-
swiping like
Yeah,
like,
that's just.
if-
This is a new like kind of rethinking. I'm not saying
But
it's
that's
the
why I
wrong
say
one.
the definition of two-way is different for different people. Ron just said he favors
Right.
defense more. Some people say it's just a 50-50 offense plus defensive value each of them equally, similar to that super chat that was sent earlier. If offense and defense were equal, who's the best player in the world? And that list would be the best two-way players because it's just splitting offense and defense evenly. Like, I don't think there is a universally accepted two-way definition other than be good on both sides of the ball.
Well, no, but I'm
And
trying
I'm-
to come to.
and I'm saying I'm
trying to
going
come
with, I
around
think
to your
everyone's good on
position
both
as
sides of the ball.
well.
And I'm favoring offense. That's it.
No, I hear you, but Mark, I think you're mishearing maybe what I'm saying based on like the energy. I'm more trying to like understand your position to rethink it from my own vantage
You
point.
just
to,
don't
like,
think Shai's been as good on defense as I think he's been. I think
well,
he's
no,
been
I
good.
think it's a valuable thing to look at and say like, hey, if you're providing offensive value, and I think people keep saying it, Cade Cunningham.
Cade's on my list.
I know, Mark. I'm not coming at you. Just trying to like. It's just overall. Like when I think of this list, Ron. Like I'm like, Wemby, Giannis, 1-2, and then we're working from there, type thing. That's more
That was my
so
thinking as well.
how I'm approaching it, Ron.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on to the next person on the list. Shai is 8. Chet is 9. Shai above Chet is crazy to me. But at 7, here he is, y'all. We've talked about him all week.
He was my number
Hell.
5. He was my
Yeah,
number
absolutely.
5.
Yep. This year,
Yeah, he was
especially
my
this year,
number
Katie, 100%.
he was my number 5 as well. There you go.
Yeah, you want some some nerd stuff for you? See if I can pull it up quickly before we run out of time here. Kevin Durant this year, teams are shooting 6% worse at him at the primary defender this year. They're shooting 14% worse at the rim when he's the rim protector this
We
season.
covered that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Jordan made sure that we put some respect on
phenomenal.
the best defender in Houston.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say that. I still think men got it. But shout out to Tyrese making a big play last night.
Yep.
Could have won them the
Yo.
game. He was this close.
Shout
but,
out to Tari Eason with his post game quote. How do you start? Like what
Zebras,
makes
yeah.
Denny
what makes Denny
Avdija's-
so hard to guard? Yeah,
Zebras?
Shout out to Denny, man.
Zebras. Damn.
Denny had a great game. We're not gonna take nothing away from him. But yeah, KD was number 5 on my list. The offense speaks for
KD
itself,
on my
and
list?
yeah, I think the defense is
Yeah.
really, really high level.
No, I didn't.
Did anyone have the steal leader of the NBA on their list?
I left Kawhi off because of games played.
I did not leave Kawhi off. I did have Kawhi on my list. Yes,
Yeah, I left
Oh,
Kawhi off
damn.
because of games played.
Yes, I did. I had Kawhi on my list. Yes, I did.
I did not
Mhm.
have Kawhi on my list.
For what
I
it's
think
worth, these lists were all interesting because everybody's list is different. Like,
Mm.
I don't think it was. Nobody made everybody's list.
Hmm.
Nobody.
Nope.
It-
So someone left Wemby off the list. Shout out to Ox, man.
No,
Shout out to Ox, man. Shout out to Ox.
there's no way.
Yeah,
So who left
Wemby-
Giannis off the list? Oh,
Two people
Ox,
left
did you
Giannis
say-
off the list.
Ox said Giannis defense high, but I didn't think he
It
was
wasn't me because
Mhm.
I sent the next message.
Yeah.
Giannis and Wemby are in my top 3. So
All right. Well, shout out to KD. He's number 7 at this point in his career. Him still being on this list is fantastic, fascinating. There he is. Y'all spoke his name into existence.
What did I
At
have
number
under that?
6, we got the Claw Kawhi Leonard.
Wow.
not gonna argue with that.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
games played is probably what left him just off my list. Also, his defense wasn't great at the start of the year, but been picking up recently. So.
Mhm. I had him at 4.
I want to see the rest of this
Yeah.
list.
I know Ox had him at 1, so he's probably dragged his average.
No, Ox must have had Jalen Brown at 1.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He was as close to 1 as you could potentially get. Kawhi on Ox's list.
Number 2 was number 2. Okay.
Shout out Kawhi, man. Same thing with KD. Kawhi still doing it at a high level. Next up, there he goes. Ant-Man at number 5. Is this too low?
He was
Yep.
my number 6.
I didn't have
He
Anthony
was
Edwards on
my
my list.
number-
What
This
the
two-way
hell?
conversation's
He was
interesting.
my number 4.
What? What,
No,
what am I doing?
He was my number 6, but I didn't know what to do. My top 3 for me was like relatively easy in terms of the names. The order was 4 through 6 was another like coin toss.
Yeah.
For me. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I went with him at 6.
Wow. I definitely screwed that up. I ain't have Ant on my list. What was I doing?
Shout out
What-
Ant. He might have been higher had he been on Chill's list, but Chill
What
has
am I
acknowledged
thinking?
that he should, in fact, be on his list. Chill, is this a good spot for Anthony Edwards? Number 5?
Yes. I definitely screwed that up. Anthony Edwards definitely is one of the 5 best two-way players in the game this season. Yes, I can get with that. That's my fault. No doubt about that. I definitely
Yeah.
should have had him on my list. I think at number 5, who did I have at 5? I had Scotty Barnes at 5. Yes, I did.
Mm.
I had
Scotty
Scotty
Barnes is a
at
good
5.
name. Defensively, oh Jesus.
Since we're on that subject,
Defensively, he's so good. I considered him, but offensively, just once again, same reason. Just offensively, I think he's quite below.
mhm.
All right. Yeah, Scotty Barnes at 4. Thoughts?
My thoughts are yesterday was my Christmas. Thanks for the Christmas present, y'all. Thank you very much. Yesterday was also Jokic's Christmas. It's Orthodox Christmas.
Where did you
So-
have Scotty Barnes?
Very
I had him at 3.
So you're not really too bothered.
Wemby, you had Wemby, Shai, Scotty Barnes.
Giannis? Where's Giannis?
Hi.
So Giannis ain't scoring or being a 2-way. Giannis was out there getting cardio.
My man's left the building. My man's left the building, man.
Good shit, Giannis. Giannis running up and down. He on his pop bed. He just be tricking you guys. He just running around. He ain't doing nothing.
He's jumped into his car. He's on the way to the show.
Can you handle it, Swiper? Can you handle it,
I'm
Swiper?
so
Just
sick
say
of this.
game. Just use games played as the cop out, man. Just use games played. Just say games played. Yeah, yeah.
I just don't think he's that great a defender. But
Okay, he's having a better. Oh my, he's a magnanimous, like the gap, gigantic between him and Scotty offensively, massive gap, like significantly great.
See,
gap.
so we do understand offensive gaps.
No,
in
I
two-way
know, but the
conversation.
problem
See?
is he's also
There
a
you
better
go.
defensive player too. Like I just don't wonder why we have to
he's
keep
what?
a shout out. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Giannis a better defender than Scotty
Yeah,
Barnes.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh, we're not still doing this in
you don't
2020.
We're
understand.
not still
basketball,
doing it.
and that's
I
cool.
brought this up already, like what, a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I didn't know you
Giannis
guys
having a
still
great
thought that.
defensive
You
season.
guys think
Yeah,
Giannis
you
is
know
better
what the
defensively
thing
than
is?
Scotty
I think
Barnes?
he's having a very good defensive season this year. He did
talking
last
about
year. He's
better
having a much
Not right
better one
now.
this year.
Not right
The
now.
Raptors
Scotty
are
Barnes is
a
quite
top
clearly
5
having a better
defense.
defensive season than
The Raptors
Scotty
are a
Barnes.
top
I mean,
5
than Giannis.
defense. I dare you to point to their second great defender.
I don't
Go
care
ahead.
about this. Who's Giannis' second great defender? Miles Turner.
They're not a top 5 defense.
I didn't know you guys thought still that Scotty
Jeez.
Barnes is a worse
All right,
defender
whatever.
than
We
Giannis.
can move on.
No, we don't.
I
He
think
does.
it might-
Scotty
might just
Barnes
be Sniper.
Scotty Barnes legitimately guards 1 through 5.
Yep.
And that's
shout out.
not me saying that the
He's-
Jalen Johnson way.
Like
Scotty Barnes legitimately guards 1 through 5, legitimately protects the rim,
Sounds good,
legitimately is can play
yesterday,
within any scheme. Like, what is Scotty Barnes not doing defensively? That is like,
Yesterday,
oh yeah,
Giannis
Giannis
is having a
having
significantly better rim protection season this year, by the way.
nipple at the rim.
yeah,
is
Giannis having a
Luka
great rim
Doncic
protection season. For
and
sure.
stripped Colin Sexton in the open court 94, like
It
picking
was
up
getting
94
fried
feet.
the other day by the Nuggets too.
Getting fried.
Fried, cooked, flamboyed, charred. Which word do you want to use?
Did he get boiled too?
And
Boiled.
we all know that you only watch
Colin
WWE
Murray
games, right?
boiled. All right, well, we got to move on to the next person. This is cool with everybody. Scotty Barnes at 4.
No.
I had him at
Good-
5.
it's good with me.
Where should he be?
Well, I
Swipe?
didn't have him on the list, but he's so good defensively. I understand it.
Yeah, I had him at 5.
Where would he be, Swiper?
I had him looking at this list. I had him at 7. Shout to him. Shout Scotty.
Okay. All right, well, moving along at number 3, Jaylen Brown.
Didn't make my list.
He
Didn't
was
make
my
my
number,
list either.
He was my number 7.
Shout JB though. Great defense on the year for the most part. Like legitimately.
He had him at
Jaylen Brown touched the likes
Very
of
elite offense.
2.
2 on
I had him at 2.
somebody's list, multiple lists, 2 on multiple lists. He also was 6 on a couple lists and 7 on one list, and also Jaylen Brown
Was
3
he
on
missing?
another list
Was he
and
missing on a
1
list?
on a list. What'd you say?
Yeah,
Was
he
he
was
missing-
definitely missing on a list
was-
because you
was
made
he
a
missing
list.
on a few
Yeah,
lists?
you made a list. We know he went on yours.
Yeah. You know who I almost put on my list? Jason
Derek
Tatum.
White. Oh,
Jason
I was gonna
Tatum.
say-
I almost put Jason Tatum on my list, and then I decided, nah, let me not be the person up there that people are gonna be like, oh, he didn't put Giannis on his list. So I took, so I
So
deleted. my
Giannis was your
message.
number 7?
No, Giannis was my number 6. Franz Wagner was my number 7.
Oh, Franz was your vote. Okay.
JB's on-ball defense been very good this year. Well, it usually is.
Yes,
but,
it has.
You know, very
Yeah,
good.
Jaylen Brown for me, the offensive, yeah, he's been so good on offense. The defense, he's still taking assignments, which I do find very valuable.
Yes.
So yeah, number 7 on my list. But yeah,
Hey, yes, you see this chill? Hey, chill. This is your man. We get that. I put this on the screen, and all of a sudden, I'm in the chat. What did I miss, y'all? What did I miss?
Oh, we are at. Hey, Ox is saying, I want to stand on business. Read my list.
I think he's asking if Ron is
Ron read my list to the public.
No, he said,
Honestly,
Ron, read my list. But anyways,
I keep saying
shout out to
Ron read
Jaylen
my-
Brown. He is number
Well, we know
3.
the top 2 is Giannis and Wemby. There we go. Spoiler alert. We'll just see which order it is.
Number 2, it is in fact Giannis. That picture is crazy. But it is in fact Giannis at number 2. And then at number 1, Victor Wembanyama. Number 1
Giannis.
as I believe he should be.
I actually had Giannis at 1, and I had Wemby at 3.
Who was 2?
Jaylen Brown. I did have Jaylen Brown at 2.
See, that I don't understand.
That wouldn't be in
But-
Giannis 1 and 2. I'm good with that.
I don't know. Giannis
Well,
is so
it-
much
it-
better offensively than Wemby. That it's like, I don't know.
Well, it goes back to your
Yeah, yeah.
theory, but it's the opposite with Wemby, because Wemby is so awesome as a defensive player.
Transcendent defense.
Is he
Yep.
is he elite as an offensive player? No, he's not an elite offensive player. He's a good offensive
Depends how
player.
you define. It depends how you define it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll give you an example. I know we got to move on, Ron. Joker. So a guy who is not just a plus on the offensive side of the basketball, a guy who gives my team not just value, but the ultimate value in order for us to win. He does everything as a distributor, as a bucket getter, as a hub, as a connecting path. All of those things he does in order for us to have an opportunity to win. And if we don't have that, then that completely diminishes our ability to win. And I feel like Giannis, as good of an offensive player he is, I don't think he's elite yet. I think we're getting there, but I don't think he's elite yet.
You mean Wemby?
Did I say Giannis? I apologize.
Did.
I mean, I think Wemby, I think we're getting there. I don't think we're there yet.
I mean, looking at the list, I don't know. I don't think the only guys who made the list who I think are probably elite defensively, if I'm remembering the list correctly, is Scotty Barnes, OG Anunoby, and Chet Holmgren.
And Wemby.
And Wemby, my fault,
And
Wemby.
Wemby.
Everyone else I wouldn't characterize as elite on defense in 2026. They're varying from good to great, but elite, like in that all defensive caliber, I think those are the only four, which I don't see a problem with, but I don't know. It's interesting.
It's interesting that to me at least, it's very interesting that the Milwaukee Bucks are the 18th ranked defense in the NBA.
It's actually 19th.
Well, Giannis has missed half the year,
bad.
so I mean, how much of that is Giannis just not actually being there? But they also
the
don't have great
Raptors are the fourth defense. That matters to me. You know.
Yeah. Moving forward, when we do this list again, I think, and it probably will be the case, but the conversation has to start with Wemby. It just what he provides on defense, and then can turn around and give you 30 on offense on any given night. On top of that, keep in mind minutes restrictions and all of that. Like, Wemby's the best two-way player in the league, y'all. I think we should literally start the list at 2 and go from there.
Should we do the same thing on offense?
With what?
Do the best offense players? Are we doing the same thing?
What you want to do that next
this
week?
isn't the best. This isn't the best defensive
Two-way
player.
player.
Two-way players. Yeah.
You want to do that next
Jaylen
week?
Brown?
Why not both?
I don't dislike. And can you put this chat up, Ron? Because I want to address this really quickly. I and Ox are the only reason Jaylen Brown made the PC All-Decade team. Like, that's the only reason. Remember, Jason Tatum was on the first team or second team. Huh?
Me, you, and Ox?
It was me and you and Ox. Remember, he was the last spot on the third team. And we were it was him and Dame or something like that. I can't remember what the argument was. And people were sitting here talking about, and I think Tatum was second team chill. That I can't remember if that's where he was or whatever else. The only reason he made it is because there were a few of us at the very tail end having to argue Jaylen Brown. Just no one dislikes Jaylen Brown. Like, just at all. Like, he's a great player. I thought he should have won Finals MVP.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. With a check throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops out here did raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.